Are you lazy or do you actually have an unmet need? Hi, my name is Lily. I'm the Director of Coaching and Training Development at Body Brain Alliance, and I'm also a behavior change coach. Today, I want to talk about that L word that's thrown around a lot. I think that a lot of people have it internally. We call ourselves lazy when we are not perfectly following through with the things that we think we should be. We also see some very unfortunate coaches in this space calling clients lazy, calling other people lazy because they're not doing everything that they think that they should be doing, when really it's kind of a mask of a word to cover up what is truly happening. I also want to say that if a coach or anyone has just labeled you as lazy, they don't know what they're talking about, and they're lacking some very significant coaching skills that will actually help them long term in their career and to help other people. I have a separate video on that, on if you are a coach who thinks that their clients are lazy, that I will link here for you to visit if you are a coach yourself. So let's say you want to become an avid exerciser. You visualize yourself 6 to 12 months from now. You are exercising regularly, you're getting outdoors, you're lifting the weights, you're super fit, you're super strong, you're feeling super healthy, you're doing all of the things. You visualize yourself so deeply, you want it so bad that you make a plan for yourself, whether that is hiring a coach or following a DIY program or even just planning for yourself. You feel like you have worked out all of the details. All of the perfect pieces are in place for you to follow step by step to get to that point of you becoming the fittest, healthiest, strongest version of yourself. Except now, it's cloudy outside, you're feeling really unmotivated, you don't know where any of your clothes are, and it's feeling really tough to get outside and actually go for that walk. This is where that judgment starts to come in. Maybe that L word starts to pop up. You're like, well, this is it. Here I am again. I'm being lazy. I don't want it bad enough. I always do this. I'm going to be stuck like this all the time. Instead, I want you to challenge this thought right away. Is it that you're truly unmotivated? Is it truly that you are lazy? Is it truly that you don't want it bad enough? Or is there something deeper happening? Is there an unmet need that actually needs to be fixed for you to be set up for success? When we think about behavior change, it's not just our own behaviors and actions, but it's also our environment and our plan and our thought patterns that help us take those actions and adhere to those behaviors. If we are jumping ahead and just expecting ourselves to do the thing without any thought or any planning or any overcoming obstacles, then we're already selling ourselves short right from the get-go. We need to allow ourselves to suck in the beginning. We need to allow ourselves to simply be beginners. We need to accept the fact that we are going to face obstacles and instead allow ourselves the opportunity to build the skills and the tools to work through those obstacles now so that we can get to a place where it is easier and we are reaching for that 6 to 12 month version of ourselves who is stronger, fitter, healthier. So when those feelings come up of, I really don't want to go outside and go for a walk right now, here I am again, I'm being lazy, ask yourself, are my needs met? Some of your needs might include rest. So did you get enough sleep last night? Food. Have you eaten recently? Stress. Are you anticipating or feeling really overwhelmed by something happening in your life? Bandwidth. Do you have other people, like kids, in your life that are really relying on you for your time and your energy and you feel like you don't have much left? While this isn't to say that if you identify any of those things not being met, that it automatically means you can't still push yourself to get outside and go for that walk, it does allow us to have more self-compassion and understanding of how we can instead work through this and meet ourselves where we are so that we can meet our need, stop judging ourselves, have a little bit more self-compassion and still do the thing. Not feeling motivated all of the time is completely normal. It's also good to know that we can actually create motivation for ourselves. So after reflecting on what your needs are and if any of them are unmet, what we want to do is meet that need to the best of our ability. If we haven't eaten in a while, we want to make sure that we are eating something before we go out the door. If what we really need is alone time, maybe that is a cue for us to help us get outside because we know that we would be solo. If we need more rest, we can set further intentions for that night to go to sleep a little bit earlier. The next step in engaging in the behavior that you want to, and sticking with the example that I've chatted about, which is getting outside and going for a walk, I want you to ask yourself, how can I make it as easy as possible for me to do this behavior? And so instead of judging yourself for just not being able to magically do it, you're instead trying to problem solve with your brain to say, how can I make this easier? How can I make this more fun? How can I just streamline my way out the door so I'm starting to take that messy action? Maybe it's making sure that your shoes are by the door and your clothes are laid out. Maybe it's making sure that you have your water bottle on hand, already filled and ready. Do you have your favorite podcast or music playlist downloaded on your phone? Are your headphones charged? Do you need additional social support, maybe calling a friend while you're going on this walk? Think about creative ways that can help you get out the door and take that action so it feels a little bit easier for yourself. With all of this planning and figuring out strategic and creative ways to make it easier for yourself, I want to let the cat out of the box. It still may not feel super amazing. You may, at the end of it all, feeling very prepared, meeting your needs, reflecting, and finding ways to strategically get out the door, that you can still be faced with the feeling of, oh, I really just don't want to do this. Like, it's just not something that feels super great to me right now. And I want to say that that's okay. And that is totally normal. Feeling resistance and hesitation and even discomfort with doing new behaviors and actions very much comes up when we're thinking about long-term behavior change. This brings me to number 3, which is when you are faced with the decision of what is going to be the best thing for you. Is it taking that action anyways when you don't want to do it and you're not really feeling it and you're feeling kind of blah? Or is it to maybe lean more heavily on that need not being met? So in the case that you don't feel well rested and you lack sleep, what's the best thing for you? Going for a walk or taking a nap? We still want to make sure that we're utilizing our time in an effective way and we're not defaulting to something that doesn't really serve us, like sitting on the couch and scrolling on our phone, if that's not really something that's going to help meet our needs. When working with clients and I have them ask themselves this question of, what do I really need right now? What will help me feel the best? Usually it is the thing that they still don't want to do because they know that it's going to be the best thing for them. And that's okay. You don't have to feel super cheery and excited and like rainbows and butterflies while you are doing the behavior. But we know that after the fact, we are going to feel so much better after we do it. We're going to be very proud of ourselves. And it's helping us get one step closer to that big vision of where we see ourselves 6 to 12 months from now. This brings me to my last and final, which is rewards. So after you took that messy action, you met your needs, you made it as easy as possible to follow through, you overcame those obstacles, and you went for that walk. We want to reward it. We want to celebrate it. And this can look different for each person. Maybe it is a simple affirmation. I am so proud of myself for following through with the thing that I really didn't want to do. I am so happy that I was able to tap into my future self in that moment and take messy action. You can also think about rewards as like a physical thing too. So you can think about maybe some kind of chart or streak or tracking app that you want to note that you followed through with this behavior. Maybe you're celebrating with a yummy drink or your favorite snack. Maybe you're telling a friend so that they can support you and celebrate with you. You want to be able to really note the action that you took so that it encourages a future version of you the next day or a couple days from now for doing that again. You're going to remember the steps that you took to make it as easy as possible to get out the door. Those systems are going to become a little bit more efficient for you over time. You're going to remember the feeling after going for that walk, how good you felt, how motivated you might have felt in that moment, how much happier, refreshed, or even less stressed you would have felt. You're going to remember the celebration that you allowed for yourself, the pride and happiness that tapped into you whenever you realized that you follow through with a behavior that you were feeling a little bit of resistance to. All of these things add up to huge success over time and how we can implement it in addition to some other tools and strategies with behavior change to lead to that bigger version of you who is fitter, stronger, and healthier. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next video.